So this guy again. Not gonna let him
ruin your day.
Ruin my day. And then where's that third guy? Okay, there he is. Where you at, buddy? Come on, where you going? Where you going? All right. So now we can go through here, and now we have a whole lot more areas to explore. I'm gonna turn here to the right. And this area, this is pretty grim. There are a lot of people impaled on spikes. Very Vlad the Impaler style. And these hollows that have the torches are deceptively dangerous. The torches actually do a lot of damage. So best not to let them get a hold of you. And then this is also the area where the one NPC invasion for this area is.
The Xanthus.
Yes, the Xanthus King Jeremiah, who is another callback to Demon Souls. He's a callback to the old monk boss, which is a very interesting idea that they didn't bring back for Dark Souls 1, that they sort of brought back for Dark Souls 2. And oh, here he is. And he uses a whip and pyromancy.
He's got a big old head.
Yeah, and that's it. That's him.
Again, this is usually a little harder if you're not, if you haven't played this 80 times and have a halberd.
Yeah, and he drops the
those blocks are interesting because they're sort of hollowed out prison blocks.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Just let you wonder why they're there and what.
Yeah, I mean, are we going to go into what this area is now, or...?
Let's just wait a bit.
Alright.
But those are there.
But anyway, yeah, Jeremiah, he's a callback to the old monk. In Demon Souls, the last boss of an area, the old monk, he was possessed by a demon that took the shape of a big yellow sheet. And the way that boss fight worked was that when you entered the area, the game would summon a enemy player, and then wrap his head in that big yellow sheet, and then that enemy player would become your boss fight. He was also granted certain spell casts, even if he wasn't a spellcaster, and so that was an entire boss fight, was you just having a PvP fight with another player with a giant yellow sheet on his head. And so Jeremiah there is a callback to that by having a big, bulbousy yellow sheeted head. And once again, we have more guys shooting arrows at us.
Well, you didn't clear them out.
Well, they're respawned.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, you didn't clear them out again. So we're going to go down to the bottom here, because there's some things down there that are useful for progressing in the level. And now these enemies down here are real tough.
I didn't mean to do this. F this noise. We'll come back to these guys. I hate these guys more than anything.
The pinwheels?
The bone wheel skeletons.
Bone wheel skeletons?
I'm pretty sure they're the hardest enemy in the game.
Nah.
I would say so.
I'd say Monus is harder than them.
Fair enough. So you can drop down here. And then earlier you saw me... Whoa, hi there. You saw me cut the rope up there that dropped this, which is a humanity.
Humanities are great. They're very useful.
But they're not bad. Where am I going?
The other thing, too, is I think the more humanities you have on your little bar is the more likely you are to get loot and things like that. So that's
yes. Your soft humanity, the humanity in the corner, will increase your item discovery up to 200, and if you have 10, and then that's its cap, you'll never have higher, like, more than 10 humanity won't help you. But that will increase your item discovery rate, it will increase your resistance to all of the possible status effects, most particularly Curse and Bleed. Are you kidding me? That's pretty sad.
Well, it's not ideal.
It's not the best solution. I could have probably healed at a safer position.
You didn't really need to go back and do that stuff.
No, I didn't.
Let's not confuse the people.
Yeah. Again, it's been a long time, so I've sort of forgotten the route.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm pretty bad. Let's just call that.
Mm-hmm. I can give you advice if you want.
What is your advice?
To go back down and go into the central tower. Unless you're going to do the pinwheels.
F those pinwheels. Okay, I'm just going to get that and run back away. Be gone! Anyway.
Yeah, just go back to the bottom and do the central tower part.
Yeah. Where's the... I've forgotten where the key is to get over to this side. Lord,
it's either to the left in the courtyard or up.
Oh, it's up. Yeah, it's up. Okay.
There's also an item. Yeah, there's some items over here to the left as well.
Yeah, this is another item that I dropped from
and
hitting.
See some gravestones there. That's cool.
And right now I'm trying to avoid the spears that are thrown by the phalanxes.
And those dudes, if you want to fight them, go for it, but like it's hard and they sort of bum rush you.
Well, you really can't do much damage to them from the front because they have shields. They're fairly susceptible to fire damage, so if you have fire bombs or a fire weapon, you can do pretty good damage to them. But most of the time, they're not worth it.
Now, the spire, you can either go up to the top, or there's that sort of middle part that we didn't do.
Yeah. And to get up to the top, you have to go in right here and then go up. Where on this tiny bridge, you will get ambushed by more of these crow people.
Or you can just curb stomp them down.
And sometimes they just fall off.
Yeah, they do that a lot, actually.
And die. Because apparently they have wings, but if you fall off a platform, that's forever. There's no recovering from that.
Well, the wings are kind of awkward. I mean, they're not the best natural flyers in the world.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try not to die here.
And this area again, if you fall off, like that's dead. So be careful.
Oh, and you can get the red sign soapstone. Is an item that allows you to put down a hostile summon sign where other players can see it and then summon you for...
There's an item on that level.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so they can summon you to, like, duel and stuff.
Yeah, it's sort of like a consensual invasion.
I like the way you phrase that.
Yes. So, how am I gonna... Let's get down here, right here.
Yeah, you gotta...
And then...
Boop.
Loop around this way. And then...
There's another item down there.
I know, I'm trying to remember how you're supposed to get there.
Just drop down, right? Oh no,
think
right,
so.
You can't get it from just dropping down.
Yeah, so that wasn't actually good advice.
We probably should have done our research before we started this.
Probably should have remembered how to play.
Well, that's not my problem.
Fair enough.
That's your issue.
Boy, you think I'm gonna live through this?
No. But I mean, go for it if you want to.
Let me heal up. All right, let's see what happens here.
Use the silver cat ring.
If only I had it. Hey, there we go. Look at that. No problem.
Oh wow, that actually didn't take very much health off.
No problem. That's all good. Okay. I always forget how to get the stuff on this side.
I don't know. We'll just try going up and around and dropping down, because there's that one part here where you can just drop on the outside.
Oh, right. You get it from over there. Yeah. You don't actually go this way. And then you drop down here.
And there's some items and things over
some
here.
items, and you're also going to get ambushed.
If you don't do the tower before, the crows can drop down on you if you go here.
Yeah.
First. That one, I don't know how to get. That's
you have to get the key to go in on that side, and I've completely forgotten where that key is.
Maybe it is in the basement.
No, because the way that I would...
Now, you gotta do the running... Oh, I guess you don't have to do the running jump anymore.
The way that I would do this area is that I would always do the bone wheel basement last, so I know that it's not there.
The bone wheel?
Yeah. Let's try up here.
There's an enemy.
Yep. There wasn't much to him. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
What's gonna happen?
Oh, Lord. You'll see.
I like your little hand grab you did.
Okay. That solved a lot of my problems.
Oh! I know there's that one we saw earlier but couldn't quite get to.
Yeah. And then also there's... over here. There's an egg vermifuge. Which is a potentially useful item.
It vermifuges eggs.
That's what it does. It's useful much later.
Did you go down to like the way bottom?
No, that's where I'm headed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I got a broken straight sword. Yeah, so down here's the way bottom. You can hear more of the white rats because they make little grunting noises.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that rat meant business. That rat was a ninja.
He was waiting for you.
And then here is... this is not a mimic. Yeah, here's the painting guardian outfit.
And that's where, if you read it, the description talks about how they're guarding the painting.
Yeah.
And this is one of the very bottom parts of the level.
Yeah. Now we're going back up. I can't
because as
believe
we know, rats never live up high.
I have forgotten where that key is. I don't think it's on the bottom, but maybe it is.
Well, I mean, that's the only place open to us right now.
Did I already get it and just not notice? That's embarrassing.
It's possible.
Nope. Huh, okay. Well. Now we're part of the mystery of where is... oh, Lord.
Well, you gotta do the
oh,
bone wheels anyway.
This is not gonna go well for... yeah, I know. I gotta do the bone wheels one way or the other, so... that's so peculiar. I know that my normal route brings me to the key.
Mm-hmm. You gotta keep an open mind, Dave.
Yeah. That's the ticket.
If you open yourself to the world, you will experience new things.
Okay. Oh, Lord. Hi there, guys. I'm just gonna run past you. Maybe I already got it and don't know. Who knows what's going on? It's locked. Okay. Alright, well then, I guess I'm gonna go down and hang out with the bone wheels.
The bone wheels?
Which really are just the worst.
They're pretty terrible.
Or is it up? I already went up here. Yeah, the bone wheels are really terrible enemies because they do a lot of attacks in rapid succession that can very quickly deplete your stamina and then just leave you eating a ton of damage.
Oh, you're going in through the tunnel part first?
Yeah.
That's... so you can do it this way, or you can go back where we were earlier. That way is maybe a little simpler for first-timers because it's open and you can see them coming. This little tunnel part gets scary. So it's these skeletons that are like infused with spike wheels, and they just roll at you and do infinity damage.
They do a lot of damage. And of course,
now if
also,
you've got a shield, you can usually block it, but just if they catch you off of it, it's going to be bad.
well, and also they do, if you don't have a lot of stamina or if you have a shield with very low stability, a lot of times they will do enough damage to just break your guard and make you drop your shield and just hit you anyway. So they're really...
yeah, and you're just not going to have a good time.
Yeah. And there's two of them right here on either side, if I recall.
I think there's just the one.
And of course I can't see.
You should have lit your torch.
I should have. There's one. This area also has a whole bunch of hidden doors. I mean, hidden walls. And this takes us... Oh yeah, there's a secret area right here with the one of these guys who is not hostile. And he drops a pyromancy. The Fire Surge. And it's actually a pretty good pyromancy if you're looking to collect a lot of them.
But actually, pyromancy is pretty fun to play too. I mean, it's pretty OP early on, especially. But
yeah,
unfortunately, we're doing melee.
I know. Whose decision was this?
To do melee?
Yeah.
I think it was probably both of ours.
Probably.
Should have been a sorcerer.
Shoulda. Alright, what do we got down here? Oh, there's the key. I was wrong all along.
I'm not going to say I told you so, but I'm going to say...
But you totally told me so. And then this one is just straight up mean, where you open the door, and all of a sudden...
big open rule. Well,
there's a skeleton and another one.
There's also a room filled of these.
Yeah.
And it's just a big open room.
Yep, there it is.
And we're going to start over.
Yep, we're just going to do all that again. I hope you liked seeing it the first time.
Because you're going to see it again.
Because you're going to see it a couple more times. Yeah, so you all missed that. It was pretty impressive. I certainly didn't get hit. Not at all, anyway. This room sucks because there's about 5 of these bone wheel skeletons in this room, and it's so dark that you can't see them up until it's already aggro radius for them and they jump you. And so it's really easy for you to all of a sudden have 2 or 3 of them rolling right at you.
But the way to do it is really, if it's your first time, you should have come in from the other way and just shield up slow advance.
Yeah. And
the way they're basically lined up like in the corners of the room and in the middle, but like on the sides. So just hug a side and advance until you see one of them come at you, and try not to go in too deep to get more than one.
Yeah. And then this, I knew you were there.
Didst thou?
I didst.
And he just walked up like, oh hey.
He's like, what's up?
Well, now I can start rolling.
Yeah, so this is the crank that actually opens the door to the boss. This opens that other door in that circular tower by rotating the statue.
Because, of course, this room wouldn't be optional.
Yeah, no, this room not optional at all.
And there's this sort of, like, Virgin Mary-looking statue.
Yeah.
With a little child. And now, see, she's looking at that door, and now it opens.
Indeed. And I'm sure... Okay, hey, no more bone wheels.
It's super ominous.
One of them's coming. I can see him through the mist.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna roll now.
What's up? It's roll time.
Did you see me roll?
There you are. Yeah, this area is considerably easier than that cave because there's a lot more open space.
Right. I mean, the main thing to really be careful of is to just not get too deep in and then just have all of them come at you.
Yeah, is to take it very slow, very cautious. You better as hell have a shield with you or be the best dodger ever. Oh, hey.
I'm gonna just say have a shield with you.
Yeah. Oh, hey, and he dropped the bone wheel shield.
Unfortunately, you can't roll with it. It would be great if you could.
Bone wheel shields. That would be the best attack.
Imagine all the PvP trolls who would just...
Oh, there'd be so much trolling. Anyway, so we're climbing back up here.
A lot of red phantom bone wheel turning.
Oh my god. That would be amazing. So now we're back here. I'm gonna go heal and get these phalanxes reset.
Phalanxers.
And become human yet again. It is one of the things that I like that they changed in Dark Souls 2, that you can become human anywhere.
Right, but one of the things I don't like is how you can still get invaded even if you're hollow.
Yeah. Alright, I guess, you know, what am I gonna level here?
Well, strength and dexterity are already pretty high. I guess... Vitality?
Just vitality.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we want to really wield heavy shit, I guess you should start doing strength, too.
Well, the problem is that if we're gonna keep using this weapon, its scaling is pretty poor. So there's really no need.
Yeah, but you're not gonna like roleplay as Havel the Rock or something.
Never.
Never. Like just never.
All right, so we have one more area to go through, and this is the annex that I got the key for. That I completely forgot where it was. And this area is where we really sort of get a feel for what this place is and what it's used for.
Also, this may seem like totally optional, but there's some great items.
Yeah, I mean, it is optional, but it's definitely something that you want to.
It's got an amber.
And then also, there's this. And go and grab this.
Yep.
And this is Velka's rapier. So again, lots of Velka things here. And also if you go this way... Whoa! How did that miss me? Whoa, guys.
Interesting.
Yeah. Got
Again,
a lot of...
take everything real slow. There's
Yeah.
no rush here. There's just danger.
Whoa.
Also down here, some crows are going to come after you.
Oh lord, this is just comical. Alright. Whoa! Holy crap! Holy crap!
Yeah, the crows.
But they don't come on this platform.
Well, they come wherever they need to be.
I guess that's the case.
There's a lot of rolling and not much swinging, Dave.
Well, yeah, that's the case. There's a lot of rolling. Well, you know, really, dude? Just... He's not... I'm not giving you the time of day. Whoa. Whoa. Alright, let's try that again.
So, again, the moral of all this is don't just bum rush everywhere and aggro 12 people.
Yeah.
That's really the main PowerPoint. Bullet point.
Yeah. The big takeaway here is don't go two directions and end up aggroing both sides. Where did my stain go? There it is.
Your stain.
That's what it is.
Well, it's
Alright, I'm gonna wait right here for this gentleman. And probably get poisoned. Almost poisoned. Okay, is there just one guy or two? There's just one overachiever.
I think there's just one right there, but he's very, very active.
Yep, and you'll notice more crows and ravens throughout this area.
And they're going to come down on... No. Oh, there they are. And there's little crow beings.
And so this is another petrified blacksmith, like the one we found at the top of Moonlight Butterfly's tower, and he holds the Dark Ember, which, if we look at it and don't die, the Dark Ember is the Forbidden Black Ember, and it ascends a divine weapon to an occult weapon. And occult weapons are used to hunt the gods. So an occult weapon is a specially leveled up weapon that is most effective against gods and divinely related beings. In terms of gameplay, occult weapons are strong against the gods, so the ones we haven't met yet. And also the knights, both black and silver.
Right, and I think they scale off faith, right?
Yes, occult weapons also scale off of faith.
And they're actually pretty good for PvP as well, because most people don't have occult resistance.
Yes.
Or would, yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, wow, there's some more crawls.
Yep, and then there's a pretty comical fall.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
I'm almost to the end, guys. That's a poison. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. These guys have a really... Oh my god. Oh, thank god. Okay,
Yep.
that worked out just fine.
And sometimes they commit suicide.
Because sometimes they're not the brightest.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, because you... Right, the ones on the tower didn't kill.
Oh my god.
You just don't learn. Just don't learn. You just don't learn.
Oh.
So, there's a hole at that place that you don't want to roll into.
Oh.
There's your green stain.
Yeah, I'm gonna die before I get back to it. Okay, come on. Come on, Birdo.
Is that what you named him?
Yes.
I name you Birdo.
Okay, and then he died. Okay. So now I'm gonna grab this, and then two more are going to appear. There they
You
are.
could probably just run away from them.
And then I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna go down here and try to get them to jump off. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Perfect. I'm a professional. So we come back up here to go right here to get this thing that's been bothering us the whole time, which is the Velka gear. The mask, the cleric's robe, manchette, and tights.
And that's what the guy at the bell tower that we met is wearing these things.
Yes, Oswald of Karim.
And who he also mentions that he's tied to Velka.
Yes.
He's the partner.
Whoop, nope, not going that way. Alright, so now we're finally ready to go to the boss.
Are we? There's no gaping holes you'd like to roll into?
I would if I could, trust me. There might be another one or two on the way.
So there's a long... We're going to go to the boss. There's this long bridge, and there's going to be enemies on it.
There are a few archers. Let's just reverse this hollowing. And level this shit up.
You should just use a human effigy.
I should. Oh lord. That'd have been great if this guy killed me. Oh. He got a hit in.
Did we ever get the Baldur side sword?
No.
Because that's a really good weapon.
No, we did not.
No. You should, when I'm not here, you should just spend 5 hours farming it.
I don't intend to do that. I've done that.
That's a really good weapon.
I did that once, and I'll never do that again.
That's how I beat Artorias and Manus.
Oh, good on you.
Because it's a great weapon.
Alright, so this is the long hallway to the end room that has archers and ambushes in the sense that, oh look, there's a dude. So here's a safe spot. And then this also is an ambush where as soon as you're past here enough to get this archer,
The
here
people don't
comes...
climb up.
Okay.
Not 2, not 3, but 4 melees.
Yeah, and then here is... I want to say this is the last Berenike Knight in the game, but...
I think it is. Well, let's say it is, and then if we're wrong, we can forget we ever said it.
Yeah. And you can parry him, but it does not put him in a repostable state, so there's not really a reason to do so.
Was Tarkus from Veronique?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, hey, large shard. So now here we are at one of the more interesting bosses of the game.
And this one is interesting because, as we'll see, she is completely invisible.
Well, and also that she is not immediately hostile.
Right, you can actually talk to her, and she's pretty much optional at all. Like, you can just leave this area without fighting her, if thou chooseth not to.
Yes. Yes, and this is the crossbreed Priscilla. You'll see that she is humanoid, but she also has a tail.
Little furry dragon tail.
Yep. And as you said, as soon as you attack her, you enter a fight with her, and she will go invisible. And you can actually...
the trick to this is that if you'll see there's snow on the ground, and you'll be able to see her footsteps. So it seems really intimidating because she's invisible, but it's actually it's a very doable fight. It's not really that bad.
Yeah, and you can also make her uninvisible. And you can cut her tail off, but her tail hitbox is extremely small, so you have to be very precise with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe it's if you do a certain amount of damage to her in a short period of time, it will knock her back into being visible.
Right. Typically, you'll just kill her before she even...
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna see if I can cut this tail off. So now she's gonna go invisible.
And really, so the thing is, keep your camera panned down a bit, and you'll see her steps. And then you kind of just roll behind her and hit, and then roll out.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to tell if you hit her, because you'll kind of hear her. Like, you'll be able to tell. It'll just sort of... You'll hear her say, like...
Really?
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is watch out for that. If she were visible, you would just see that her attacks are really just side swings. She does a sort of like white snow attack that you just run away from her and it won't hit you.
Which she pretty much will only do that if you make her visible again.
So really just imagine her being visible, and as you would dodge roll any kind
there
of
we
side
go.
swing, you'd just do that same thing.
Now I'm gonna make a last-ditch effort to cut her tail off.
Yeah, see, those are her attacks. Like, that's what they look like.
And then now she's gonna do the
mist. And if you get caught in that, it does damage, so don't.
Okay, and so that cut her tail off, and we get Priscilla's dagger. Her scythe also does bleed damage, I think, as you saw when she hit me.
As scythes.
Did I seriously miss that last shot? Yeah, and then she does this snow... Oh, she does go invisible again. I did not know that. Just learning something new every day. Where are you? Priscilla! Oh, there you are. There's her footprints. And dead.
And when she dies, she says, "But why? What seekest thee?"
Yes.
Because, again, she didn't want to fight us, but we're just a-holes.
And then here's where the Xanthus is. So anyway, so we can talk about what this is. Priscilla, we know from the description of the peculiar doll, is an abomination, or at least she is considered one. If we look at the description of her soul, we see that she was trapped inside the Painted World of Ariamis. And she is considered a crossbreed bastard child, an antithesis of all life. Well, what does that mean? Well, considering that she has a soul, which in this game indicates divine origins, and that she has a dragon tail, we deduce that she is a crossbreed between a dragon and a god, or a member of Gwyn's divine race. And obviously, her existence is not something that Gwyn wanted. I think, as indicated by the other things we find in this area, Ariamis is a vault. It is a secret chamber where Gwyn and the other gods have hidden things that they don't want the world to know about and they don't want the world to find. That's why we find the occult, Dark Ember, which creates weapons that specifically hurt gods. That's why we find these toxin-infested undead that can spread plague. This is where we find Priscilla, who is an abomination that Gwyn doesn't want anyone to know exists. So this area is essentially the place where the gods store things that they don't want anybody to know about.
Right, and some of the things stored are also Velka related, which maybe shows that Gwyn and Velka aren't on the best terms.
Yes, that these might be things that Velka sent against Gwyn, and he threw them in here rather than deal with them. And so now we just follow what Priscilla said, showing that she was honest, and just fall right off at the end of this.
And who Priscilla is, there's a lot of talk about whether she was created by Seath, or it's just... we're not totally sure who her parents were.
Yeah. And then they give you a homeward bone, which I'm just going to use right now.
Yeah, because you don't want to refight.
You don't want to go through all that again.